Sarah, it's great to have you with us today. You have your annual event coming up. We'd love to hear more about it.
Yes, I do. It's actually going to be the 10th annual University of Huddersfield Saxophone Day. And the focus this year is very much on playing and enjoyment. It's going to be 4 play sessions, and each session is going to be just a different aspect of saxophone ensemble music to explore. As in previous years, the event's going to be in March. It's on the 5th of March, which is a Sunday, and it's at the University of Huddersfield. It's a free event, and you also don't have to register this year. We're going to have registration at 9:30 in the morning as you arrive, and then the sessions are going to begin at 10. And the other wonderful thing about this event is Huddersfield's served by a train station, and it's just a short walk across town to the university. There's also free and very cheap parking in the area. So it's a question of picking up your saxophone and coming along to this event, which is very much celebrating just playing music and enjoying ourselves.
That's great. And obviously playing will be part of the day. Can people come and listen as well?
Yes, you can come and listen. So the beautiful St. Paul's Hall, which is where the day is going to be based, is a performance hall. So participants can either come and play or sit and listen to all the sessions. The sessions are going to be run by different people. So I will be taking a session using the music from Saxophone Publications and Fortin Music. But then we have a session that's going to be run by my colleague from Quirk Saxophone Quartet, Chris Jolly. Then there's going to be another session from Richard Ingham, and he's going to be using some of his music from Largo Music. And then there's also going to be a session from Rob Ironside of Groovy Rascal. And all of us, different personalities, we're going to be focusing on different things to think about when we've run the sessions. And yes, you can either partake as a saxophonist or you can sit and listen. And although this is meant to be a play day and lots of fun, I can't quite resist. The day will end with an informal concert so we can pull together everything that we've learned through the day. And as well as the playing sessions, there will be plenty of breaks, plenty of time to rest your lip. And there's going to be some trade stands. You will have a chance to look at the other music that the publishers have written for saxophones. And also there's going to be Tom Rogers from Winstruments who's going to be coming along. So there's plenty to come along and look at as well.
And if people want to find out any more information or updates, where can they find that?
The best place to come to is my website, which is sarahmarkham.co.uk. I have a dedicated page on there for the Saxophone Day. And if you go there, you can look at the programme of the day in a little bit more detail. So you'll see when the breaks are and things. And also the information about how to get there and parking and stuff. It's all on there. And you can also contact me if you've got any questions. Just contact me through the contact form on my website as well.
Thanks, Sarah. That's really great. I hope you have a brilliant day.
Thank you very much.
So, Sarah, you're a Vandoren artist, and we're really pleased to have you part of the Vandoren family. We would love to hear more about your setup across all of your saxophones and why it is that you like Vandoren so much.
I do love Vandoren. I've been playing Vandoren Reeds pretty much my whole life. And I moved on to Vandoren Mouthpieces. Oh, it's quite a long time ago now. Maybe I was definitely in my 30s, so we're going back away now. It was when the Optimum mouthpieces came out, and I just had a great affinity with them at the time. And I played the AL3 and the AL5. This is all on my alto saxophone. And then from that, I just was so comfortable with the Vandoren mouthpieces that I changed all of them. And so now, currently, my setups on alto, I play the new profile mouthpiece, which I feel gives me the sound and the response from the optimum, but the shape in my mouth has changed slightly. It feels really comfortable in my mouth as well. And I also play the profile on the soprano saxophone, and then on the baritone and tenor I use the TL3 and the baritone optimum BL3 as well. With them all, I'm using the optimum ligature. I find that gives me the support I need in terms of just physically holding the reed nicely, but also for me it gives me the sort of high harmonics and the resonance in the sound, so I feel like I can find a lot of colors in my sound. And then reed strengths and types vary, so depending on which saxophone you ask me about, I have normal blue box, I have V21s, and I have V12, so a real mix. For me, it's about feeling confident with that ligature and mouthpiece setup, and then I just find which cut of classical reed works best on which instrument. I think it's all about sort of experimenting and trying. I love the sort of thicker heart, dark sound that the V12 brings, which is mostly what I use on alto. But then on soprano, I seem to have settled on the V21 because that gives me a lovely, bright, energetic sound. I also, although I'm known as a classical player, I do have jazz mouthpieces mostly for my work in my saxophone quartet Quirk. And I have the alto V16 mouthpiece, and for a while now I've had a soprano V16 mouthpiece, but I went for the 8 a few years ago, which is a brilliant mouthpiece, but for the sort of quartet slightly smaller chamber music that we're doing, I've just recently moved down to the V16 6, which for me still gives a nice jazzy sound, but gives me this control I need in some of the repertoire we've been doing recently.
That's great. And I understand Quirk have got a recital coming up, is that right?
That's right, yes, actually. I think it's next week. We're playing local-ish to me. It's actually at Netherthong Church, which is near Holmfirth in Yorkshire. And we're doing a pretty usual eclectic mix, as we always say. So we have some Mendelssohn in there, we have some Ravel in there, but we're moving it right up through into the jazz with some Bob Mintzer, and then some classics that saxophonists will know and love. So we've got a piece by the French saxophonist Philippe Geiss. And we're also doing a piece that we premiered a few years ago which was written by our tenor saxophonist Chris Jolly, called Smudge. It'll be a really fun concert, quite relaxed, laid back. I think there's a bar and you can sit around tables and things, so it's a little bit more relaxed, not a formal concert as such. And all of this is a bit of a precursor to some recordings that we're hoping to do of some of the pieces in April. So yeah, exciting times ahead for the quartet.
Great, and I think that date is on Saturday, the 11th of February, is that right?
That's right, Saturday 11th of February at 7:30.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Sarah, for chatting to us. Wishing you a great saxophone day later on in the year.
Thank you very much.